I'm betting on the old chance, the old track, you got back. My kangaroo, kangaroo, jackrabbit in the bushwhack, decided to give you new bounce back. My kangaroo, kangaroo, it ain't so hard for you to bounce around my yard. We can share the ocean blue, my kangaroo, my kangaroo. You mean more to me than just another one wallaby. My kangaroo, kangaroo. I read it in books that say your country was settled by crooks, but that's okay, my kangaroo. Kangaroo, it ain't so hard for you to bounce around my yard. We can sail the ocean blue, my kangaroo, my kangaroo. We could sail the ocean blue like kangaroo. Kangaroo, now please don't cry. You don't even miss the air supply. You could sail the ocean blue like kangaroo. Like kangaroo.
From the Golden Coast, with a hold of tea and Indian spice, the captain give us a day at most. Well, the day became a lifetime's job. I heard the siren song, and I met in love a lady fair whose breath caressed my brow. With eyes as gray, rain so clouded, smile so bright that shines the star. With hair as dark as moonless night, crimson and gown or one. We watched the sand and sat upon a rock caressed by wave. And we watched the sea safe setting sun give birth the moon she saved. And oh, the lady lived under the mountain on an island they bore her name. And the lady, the island, the wind that blew, all were called the same. And in her chance a golden chain. As boat wrapped up within its link, there is a need to bring me back again. Tomorrow I set sail, the need to wander has my way. Turned the dawn and returned to cried and begged me yet to stay. She said, oh, do you really have to go? Must you leave so soon? On the night they made love in the light of a yellow summer's moon. music of the wind and the sea. May they both bring you back to me. Hear the music of the wind and the sea. May they both bring you back to me. Hear the music of the wind and the sea. May they both bring you back to me. Hear the music of the wind and the sea. May they both bring you back to me. Calypso, of the wind and the sea. May they both bring you back to me. Calypso, music of the wind and the sea. May they both bring you back to me. Calypso, music of the wind and the sea. May they both bring you back to me. Calypso, music of the wind and the sea. May they both bring you back to me. It's a song she sings as he says on the wings of a bright calypso wind.
tonight and weave a ring. She takes my soul and for her I sing. Swell and sway, dance in a ray. Someone said you must take her someday.
Thank you.
baby's arms, rolling in my sweet baby's arms. I'm gonna lay around that shack till that mail train come back, rolling in my sweet baby's arms. Ain't gonna work down on no railroad. Hey, I'm gonna work down on no farm. I'm gonna lay around on that shack till that mail train come back, rolling in my sweet baby's arms, rolling in my sweet baby's arms, rolling in my sweet baby's arms. Around that shack till the mail train comes back, rolling in my sweet baby's arms. She could weep, Lord, she could spin. And my daddy down in Memphis on that old cotton gin, watching all them greenbacks rolling in, rolling in my sweet baby's arms. Rolling in my sweet baby's arms, yeah. Gonna lay around that shack till that mail train come back, rolling in my sweet baby's arms. Here we go. my sweet baby's arms. Rolling in my sweet baby's arms. I'm gonna lay around that shack till the mail train comes back. Rolling in my sweet baby's arms. Rolling in my sweet baby's arms. Rolling in my sweet baby's arms. Oh, we're gonna lay around that shack till that mail train come back. Rolling in my sweet baby's arms. Rolling in my sweet baby's arms. Rolling in my sweet baby's arms. Now I'm gonna lay around that shack till that mail train come back. Rolling in my sweet baby's arms.
Before you gotta go, 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 I wanted you to know, no, 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 you're always on my mind. You're always on my mind. If something were to happen, my dear, I wouldn't want the last words you hear to be unkind, to be unkind. We got angry, said some careless things. Who was wrong remains unclear. If I'd like poison, you're always keeping score. You don't have to slam the door. Before you gotta go, 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 I wanted you to know, no, 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 you're always on my mind. You're always on my mind. If something were to happen, my dear, I wouldn't want the last words you hear to be unkind, to be unkind. Don't you know I'm not your enemy? Maybe let's cut out caffeine. Tomorrow's to live to reminisce. Call me when you get this. Before you gotta go, 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 I wanted you to know, no, 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 you're always on my mind. You're always on my mind. Something would have happened, my dear, I wouldn't want the last words you hear to be unkind, to be unkind. Down the drain. Funny how things change. You got to get away. Yeah, I know, and I don't
Bees are on the down, it's like a carpet on the ground, they're making honey. They're
making money. A million little wings, the wind beneath them sings, they're sipping nectar. Sweet, sweet nectar. Tiny furry bodies, family nesting pod. They got a nice house, but it's a tight house. Calling powder covered coat, clerk who gets the folk. They're making honey, they're making money. Tonight they snuggle with the queen. I'm telling you it's a scene. People say they're mean, but they're really not. So many pretty things depend upon those little wings. I can take a few stings from the angry in their life. Love her knees, but she just says, bitch, please, I'm making honey. I'm making money. And if you ever loved a flower, well, then you know the power. Sipping nectar, sweet, sweet nectar. And if it wasn't for their wax, I couldn't lay these tracks. They're making honey. I'm making money. The bees are on the town, it's like a carpet on the ground. They're making honey. They're making money. At night they snuggle with the queen. I'm telling you it's a scene. People say they're mean, but they're really not. So many pretty things depend upon those little wings. I can take a few stings from the angry in their lives. How you guys doing? Hear that? I don't think it's me. That's better. So, 55 years, where does that put it? Like, that's like 1971, which the only person that was in this band in 1971 was that guy right there.
But soon thereafter.
Not long after that.
When did you come in?
What?
When did you come into the band? I don't even.
You know,
What year was that?
72.
And then,
I was 15 years old,
right?
and these older men said, "Oh, come on over and jam." How was I to know? How was I to know? So I came over and jammed, and I joined the band, and I got thrown out
He was too young.
for drinking at 15 years old.
So that about 6 months later, we
Yep.
brought him back in, and he had turned 18.
Well, yeah, but first, before that, Mark came in as a sub.
I was the guy that never came to dinner and never left, you know.
Yeah,
I was
I think it's worked out.
Jordan Ryder's roommate, and he needed a player because Dave Reed got appendicitis and had to go in the hospital, and they needed to do a gig. So it's like, you're at the hospital, geez, that's too bad. Come on, let's do the gig. So they called me up. I came down over Christmas break. I learned all these tunes. And I learned them like, instead of with notes, I learned them like,
But most of them,
dun da 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 dun da 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 da, and I wrote that down. Dun da 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 da. And we
most
did
of
the
them he
gig.
learned over the phone.
Oh, the phone, that's
Called
right.
him in the main.
It was great. It was not a successful gig.
Long distance, over the phone, long distance.
Anyway, and then we decided that Scott should rejoin the band. If we had only known, we would have thought better of it, but you know, it just...
Now you're stuck with me. Stuck.
Here we go.
So while all that was going on, Scott was
You
supposed
know-
to come up with a song.
You know what we haven't really talked about? We talked about like Bill and Jay, and they came in as like one came in with the other. I don't know. They were together. I'm not sure how that happened.
It was like, Bill, you want to join the band? He's like, yeah, sure, but there's this other guy.
That's almost right. That's almost right. Scott asked me, he goes, well, do you know another drum set player? And I said, well, I know a guy. Can I bring him? I brought Jay. And you were cool.
And Jay showed up with like a pair of bongas and a pair of congas and like a shaker. And he was like this for like 6 months. And then I don't know what happened. At some point, there were timbales and tom-toms, and there was this. And it was great.
coming from the brook next door. My mother laughed the way some ladies do. Well, it was late in the evening, and the music is seeping through. The next thing I remember, I am walking down the street. I'm feeling alright with my boys and with my troops, yeah. Down the avenue, some guys shooting full and heard the sound of a couple of groups, yeah. Well, it was late in the evening, and all the girls are on the stoops, yeah. Then I went to play some leaky hours underage in this funky bar when he stepped outside to smoke a joint with Jay. When I come back to the room, everybody just seemed to move, and I turned my hand on a lot. I began to play. Well, it was late in the evening, and I blew that road away. First thing I remember when you came into my life, said I'm gonna get that girl no matter what I do, and I did. I guess I've been in love before, and once or twice I've been down on the floor, but I never loved the one that I would. I love you. Well, it was late in the evening, and the music is seeping through. Here we go.
just our old man. Slow down, baby, now you're moving way too fast. Gotta give me a little love and give me a little love. Wow, if you want our love to last. Well, I used to walk you home, baby, after school, carry your books on too. Now you got a boyfriend down the street. Hey, baby, what you trying to do? Yes, better slow down. Baby, 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 now you're moving way too fast. Gotta give me a little love and give me a little love. If you want our love to last.
great night.
Hey, don't forget to buy some merch off Histria. She's over there in the back. You guys want another song? What do you want to hear? Wow, they're doing the same shit. They're trying to figure out what to play too, so throw your suggestions out. Hey, we'll be back here tomorrow night for the second night of the 55th. 1971, these guys started out. Make some noise for Max Creek.
Okay, I'm ready.
You knew. One benefit about being a keyboard player is you get to sit down.
Yeah.
Yes, drummers too.
know, you don't have to sit down. You could
Yeah, I
stand
do.
up. You could stand up and play. I've
No,
seen
no,
keyboard
you don't
players
have-
do it.
I have to
I've
sit
seen them
down.
do it.
I think I'm gonna sit this one down.
I'd sit down, but I'd never get up again. I was born down in the Southland, some 20 odd years ago. I ran away for the first time when I was only 4 years old. I'm a freeborn man. My home is on my back. I know every inch of highway, every foot of back road, every mile of railroad track. I got a girl in Cincinnati and a woman in Buffalo. I always fuck the girl next door, but every place is home. I'm a freeborn man. My home is on my back. I know every inch of highway, every foot of back road, every mile of railroad track. Guitar, and I got an old tote sack. Well, I hockeyed about 200 times, but I always got it back. I'm a freeborn man, and my home is on my back. I know every inch of highway, every foot of back road, every mile of railroad track. Thanks for that. Some 20 years ago. That's how I keep my asthma in check. As long as I can do that, I know I can still breathe. Ready, Billy? Ran away for the first time when I was only 4 years old. My home is on my back. I know every inch of highway, every hood and back road, every mile of railroad track. I know every inch of highway, every hood and back road, every mile of railroad track. I know every inch of highway, every hood and back road, every mile of railroad track.
Thanks for being here, and we'll see you tomorrow night.